Good afternoon. It is now 2:53, and I'm actually on my way back to the office. This doesn't happen very often that I'm finished before 3 p.m. I'm hoping that today's departure from the Studio City area instead of Pasadena is going to yield slightly better results in terms of my ETA, and that it's not going to be as ridiculous for me to get back to the office. At least I'm hoping. We'll see what happens here. It's, July 3rd, the day before the 4th of July. I've noticed so far that my trips have been very light, and I haven't had to worry about too much traffic or anything like that. But it is 2:54 in the afternoon, which also puts into consideration that there are people who are working and they are coming, they are returning back. So hoping that that all works out and we go from there. The sun's kind of out there here. It's not too bad, but it's just been a long day. It's I've been up since 5 a.m. and driving, here, there, and everywhere. The current route that I took today was basically the South Torrance region all the way to Studio City, and then to Chatsworth, and then taking the giant loop behind onto the 210 all the way to Pasadena, and then from Pasadena back to Studio City, and now I'm back here. Of course, I had to break for lunch because everything just got so long that I'm just like, I need to eat, so then I had to go stop for lunch. So that's where that all went out, and somewhere in between, I just, you get to a point where no matter, how much you've been trying to, conserve any sort of energy, you feel like you want to pass out. And that's pretty much been my Monday, etc., etc. It's a little on the sunny side of things here, and trying to come up with some sort of, solution for this. But anyway, that's where we are at the moment, and we'll see where this goes. Currently, the fuel light has turned on the car, and I'm hoping that I have enough fuel to get home. We'll see what happens. I'll take my chances at this point. We'll see. So anyway, yeah. So anyone who's watching out there, if you have any plans for the 4th, I'm curious to see what you guys are thinking about doing. Fireworks, maybe. Enjoying some time with family. Just a good old-fashioned barbecue, just chilling. I mean, what's going on in your plate? I know definitely. I think the first part of my day tomorrow is going to involve having to do maintenance on my pets. But aside from that, I think that there's going to be a nice afternoon of random fireworks and things like that down in Hawthorne. So at least there's something else to do. It'll be a good time. I'm finding that gonna try to figure out what to do for next week. I am still looking for some ideas. I'll post something shortly about my trip up north. I'm looking forward to. The other thing too is, if anyone out there is interested, I did post a question on my wall, on my Facebook wall today, asking, because it is job related, how do you solve a problem like Maria? If you can answer that question and you come up with the best response, the winner for this one will get a fidget spinner on me. I have a few custom fidget spinners that I had made, before the end of the school year, and I was supposed to give them away to students who were really good about, being responsible with acceptable use policy at my school. But due to the fact that I had asked for certain supplies from certain people in my at my school, and they just blew me off, I wasn't able to give them away properly. So I have these fidget spinners that I was supposed to give away, but I wasn't able to. So I'm hoping that at least I can get rid of a few. It's just something for fun. So asking yourself, how do you solve a problem like Maria? I am curious what your answers would be. I've gotten a few funny responses so far. I had no idea that Ariana Grande was actually in a skit making fun of the same song that particular line is based off of. That was very funny to watch during my lunch break. So I do appreciate Joseph for that very hilarious submission from Hulu. That was very funny. Now, also, a lot of people forget, and a lot of people don't know, maybe, but I am a huge Sound of Music fan. It is one of my favorite movies of all time. Even more so to the point that the Captain Von Trapp and Maria are very subtly painted on the back of my goalie helmet's backplate, and it's just a very subtle thing. But Sound of Music is one of those movies that I think when I was younger, gave me some hope. It was something that I enjoyed watching very much, and something that I could never explain to anyone else why I loved the movie so much. So, the fact that we're going to be the summer camps are performing a very special version of the show is really cool, and something that I do look forward to videotaping. I have 2 opportunities to videotape on Friday. One being Studio City, and the second being the Pasadena location. Basically the two locations that I'm pretty much in charge of when it comes to covering their final performances, and that's been my charge for the last 2-3 summers. It's been good times. So yeah, that's what's going on. Currently, I just jumped back onto the 101 right now, and it's moving as if it were normal, so barely at all. And I'm just waiting for it to clear up. Hopefully, getting back onto the 405 shouldn't be too much of a problem. Granted, I would think that not every day that I do these Facebook Lives should be something of a SIG alert, but at the same time, it kind of is. And also because I really don't have anything to do, and Facebook is one of those ways that I can just pass the time. So, here we go. Let's see what's going on the freeway. Alright. So, at the moment right now, it's not too bad. This is the 101. Actually, I am asking, though, for, just some advice here. Since I'm planning to go up north next week, I think my thought right now is just to take the 5 freeway all the way up and then just hoping for the best. I think that might be the best way to go. I will be on the motorcycle, and it's probably going to be blazing hot anyway, which is to be expected considering it is July, and I'm going to be so far inland. Hopefully, like I said, it won't be too bad, of a blaze, but, we know how that goes. So, we'll see where that is. Oh, traffic, you are silly, LOL. So, we'll see what happens here. Current conditions right now, I think we're probably looking at about the 80s, 90s, and the fuel light just went on this car, so I'm hoping that I have enough fuel to get home. We'll see. We'll get back to the home office, so we'll find out very shortly here. If I end up sputtering or doing something really ridiculous on the freeway, we'll see what happens. But yep, this is work for today. This is my Monday. Every Monday for the next, let's see, we are in week 4 of 10. For summer camp. I am in charge of at least 8 of the 10 weeks, so I'm technically halfway through my duties for the summer right now. Time flies, when you're trying to get a lot done, and it's just days go by, and then you do your thing, and then it's just like, wow, just a lot. So I'm curious too. Anybody out there make it all the way to Colorado yet, or on your way? Colorado Springs. Those ride in. Good stuff. So, this is normal speed on a Monday. There is a sign coming up ahead that basically says brush fire, Topanga Canyon closed, Grandview to PCH. Yeah, we've had a few brush fires happen as of late. Back on Wednesday, was it Wednesday? Or was it Friday? I think it was Friday. We had there was another brush fire that was causing quite a bit of a problem, and it was so bad that basically the entire Los Angeles region was smelling everything burning brush, just really gross things in the air, and it was kind of ashy. That wasn't fun. So it is brush fire season as usual during this time of the year. Pretty dry. I don't even remember the last time it rained here. It's been a while. So yeah, it's been just really hot, dry, and yucky. We get the you tune in the mornings. We have a marine layer that settles over, but then as we get later in the morning, everything burns off. So then you're just left with hot. So that's the current situation at the moment. That's the big thing. As I mentioned before, tomorrow being 4th of July, please keep in mind that your pets don't like noise. I mean, I haven't. Well, let's see. This is going to be the second 4th of July that my rats have been through, and they really haven't had too much of a problem. I don't think the loud noises really scare the rats, but the dogs don't like it. Freaking out the dogs. There was a movie or video that I was watching on YouTube yesterday. It was the Hope for Paws organization here in LA, and they had found a dog in the canals leading into the ocean through in Santa Monica, who had this poor dog, and the family that took the dog, they're from Arizona, so this dog was visiting from Arizona. Somebody set off some firecrackers because he was a complete douchebag and spooked this dog. And this dog ran. It was a female mastiff, so this is a huge dog. I mean, I'm talking like 70-pound dog. Like, this is not a joke. At least 70-pound dog. And spooked this dog out that it jumped over a fence and ran off. And somewhere in the process of ending up in the canals near the LA River or the canals going out, that it injured its paw and couldn't walk very well and was stuck like this for a couple of weeks. Or they said 2 to 3 weeks that this dog has been just wandering and trying to get out. And it got reported, and Hope for Paws came in and rescued the dog with the help of the LAPD, LA Fire Department, and things like that. But if you have fireworks and things like that, and they're spooking dogs that huge, there's a problem. That's a big problem when it comes to dogs. Doesn't matter how big or how small they are, they don't like that stuff. Find some way to distract them, find some way to keep them away from it. It's an unfortunate circumstance to have to see that, animals end up in the pound and the shelter because they either run away, get lost, or they're injured somehow, or freaked out or something because of just the random setting off of fireworks. Not saying that I'm anti-fireworks, okay? I like the stuff. For me, it's entertaining, it's fun, it makes me, feel like, okay, this is the 4th of July, this is something that we should celebrate. At the same time, the dogs don't think that way. And also, people who like to set these things off anywhere between the hours of 11 p.m. and 2 a.m. on any given day. There was a point, and I mean, I'm not even kidding here, there was a point in May with the fireworks, and I'll just go back to this because all you're seeing is traffic, but there was a point in May, late May, that someone, I don't know if they had like a box of this stuff that they were hoarding or something like that, but they were just setting off these fireworks for like 4 straight hours. It was so bad I had to call the sheriffs on them. And of course, after I called the sheriffs on them, they suddenly stopped. Oh, gee, I wonder why. Maybe because enough people complained. At least I hope they did, because it's really unacceptable. It's like, here, I'm just going to fire this stuff off in an urban area and hope it's not going to disturb anyone. Or, it actually got so bad in May when they were shooting these fireworks off for about 4 straight hours that I was tempted to jump on my motorcycle, listen for the noise, and find out where they were. I was really that pissed off. I'm going, I shouldn't have to do that. There should be no reason for me to have to, play vigilante here and go, could you please stop that? It's been 4 hours already and no one's celebrating anything. Knock it off. At least they weren't because there are some people I know that were setting off firecrackers. The firecrackers are illegal. They're under the whole illegal fireworks thing. There are some people yesterday were setting off things almost similar to M80s, and they were setting off car alarms. I mean, whole 9 yards. It's just ridiculous. So that's we're not doing that. But yes, it's been a long day. I'm really hoping that the camps, they are with it being session 2, they're at a slight disadvantage because they have 1 day less of practice. However, that just means that they've taken that 1 day that they're losing and stretching out the other 9 days of performance for 8.5. So we'll just hope that they do well, and I will see them again on Friday. Of course, on Wednesday I get to go back to my everyday monotony, which we'll be back out inside my storage room office instead of a car. We'll see where that goes. This is more fun anyway. So I'm back on the 405. It's looking like it's moving. Hoping that that's going to continue. Come on, 4th of July people. I hope all of you are stranded in Vegas. If you're stranded in Vegas, I hope you're having a great time and not burning your tuckuses off like you normally would in the desert. I don't know why people find it fun to go to Vegas in July. I did that a lot growing up because I kind of had no choice, and there's nothing pleasurable about 114 degree heat. There's just nothing pleasurable about it. I don't get it. And then when you're too young to gamble, you're too young to see any of the good shows, and you have to pay for the adult movies. It makes it difficult to enjoy Vegas at all. So I hope you like your Vegas, or at least I hope you like to do something out there that's related to Vegas somehow. So that's what's up. So yeah, the question of the day: how do you solve a problem like Maria? One of them ended up saying, they should just can her and send her to the unemployment line, which I'm hoping that person actually did watch the movie and knew what the reference was, but it's okay. It actually made for a funny response. So enjoying that one slightly. So going back up the freeway here, we're heading back up the hill. Not that much of interest aside from that, but this seems to be the ritual after a long Monday. Anyway, as I mentioned here, questions, comments, issues. Why do I keep doing this? I don't know. I mean, I could just sit here and mull over my life on the freeway, but I decide, you know what? Let me just share it with the rest of the Facebook world. What's going on in perspective when it comes to commuting through Los Angeles? I mean, I've probably driven at least. I'm pretty close to about 70 miles already, doing whatnot and stopping and dropping off things and all that sort of stuff. So it's been, just a lot of errands to run. But hey, we're here, right? Yeah. Oh, man. I need to be back on my motorcycle again. That will happen shortly. Rode the bike to work and then switched to the car, so there is hope that I'll be back on Eleanor before I know it. But here you go, just gonna switch cameras over here now. But here's some more 405 action from our wonderful friends here, which, every single car around me, so, yeah. So, yep, 3:13 in the afternoon, hoping I don't run out of gas. And it's the 405 again. Same bad time, same bad channel. If you have any questions, comments, issues, random things that you want to tell me, other stuff like that, I do answer back. You can put them in the comment box right there, and hopefully this will not be adding to a Facebook message or a post saying that I've run out of gas somewhere on the 405. That would suck. That would really suck. I would be in a very sad mood if that were to happen. So. See what happens here. Alrighty, so yep, at this time I'm gonna sign off. Hope this message sees everyone well, and I'll be back online. Maybe we'll do some fun 4th of July feeds from the Turners or something like that. That should be fun. Things like that. We'll go through and see what's going on. And yes, be safe out there, please, and try not to scare the animals. Do your best. I will talk to you all later. Check it out.